Mischief maker. I just got back from a conference where I was talking to some folks about some things I had going on. They're like, hey, what do you do? I'm like, well, mostly I make mischief. They're like, well, tell us about it. And I told them about a couple of projects. They're like, well, do you have any video? No, I don't. Well, you should have video. Well, okay, and you should call it Mischief Maker. All right, so here it is, first attempt. Let's see how this goes. Well, the first thing I need is a tripod. I want to make some video. And, oh, yeah, so today I think is titled How Not to Do 3D Printing. Anyway, I need a tripod. And I've got a tripod, but I've been using it to like, make t-shirts. So, for screen printing. And I look, and the little foot's gone that the camera fits in. So I found this thing, which is great, but it's really too short to do anything with. So my first thought was, oh, I know what I'll do. I bet somebody makes, there's a model for one of these online. I won't even have to do the model. I can go to like Thingiverse. I can find this foot. I can fire up the 3D printer. I can print it out. I found a screw, a bolt that's the same thread, the same size, and I'll 3D print one, which is great. But you know, my rule of thumb for 3D printing is never 3D print something that's already being made, and it's pitifully slow. I mean, it would take at least a few hours, a couple hours to print something like that. All right, so instead, I've got another plan. Instamorph. You know, it's this moldable plastic stuff. I would use both hands to try to take the top off, but I don't have a tripod. Hang on. Let's get right here. All right, great. So it's these little plastic beads. They kind of melt in warm water, and let's give that a try. So, by the way, one of the plans here in mischief making is to show the things that go wrong, to show the mistakes, because I think too many people, when they're making videos, they cut out the things that go wrong, and that's the important part, is how you fix the things that go wrong. Success lies on the far side of failure, and when they cut out the things that go wrong, they're doing a great disservice. That's where the magic is they know how to fix the things that go wrong. All right, so let's screw this up. The plan is to use some of this to make a foot, and then I will have my tripod so I can start making videos. All right, so the way I melt this stuff, it's fairly expensive, but it's okay. It's reusable. Eventually, I will find a foot on Amazon, or probably buy another tripod, or find another tripod. I think I've got a couple more somewhere. So the way I use this stuff is usually I boil some water, and I use that because that's just about the right temperature to make this stuff soft. And then you can squeeze it into whatever shape you want, and then a few minutes later it gets hard again. All right, so let's give that a try. I'm gonna go hit the microwave. All right, fresh out of the microwave. Let's drop some of this in there. This is gonna be pretty much bigger than any project that I've done before with this stuff. Because it's expensive, I tend not to use very much of it, and they're usually alternate solutions. So the way you tell that the plastic is ready, I don't know if you can see here. Let's try, ooh, steam. Try to zoom in, but they start to turn clear, and that's when they're at the right temperature to be molded. So, so much for focus. But as they get clear, then they're soft. So I'll just keep sprinkling some of this in until I think it's about the right amount. And we'll see if we can actually heat it all without having to reheat the water here. All right. I'm just sort of guessing about the volume I need. I need to fill all this area in here. So, away we go. Yeah, that looks about right. We'll give that a second. So I like to heat this up in the microwave. I just put the water in till it boils. And I like to use Pyrex glass because, you know, I learned two things in home ec in middle school. One being how to annoy middle school home ec teachers. And number two, that Pyrex is great stuff because it like this doesn't even pretend to be Pyrex, but it doesn't shatter when you heat it and cool it and whatever, except not anymore, because even the stuff that does pretend to be Pyrex isn't really the borosilicate glass anymore, so that doesn't work. Oh well, maybe if you have some old stuff, it's still good. All right, let's see, can I do the same thing? I'm gonna try using this little stand for a second because I actually will need both hands. Let's see how this thing goes. All right. Isn't the stupidest thing ever? Trying to shoot a video on how to make your tripod holder when you don't have a tripod holder. All right. Well, maybe that's something. We'll see. All right. So get a little spoon. Oh, nice and soft, and it's really not. It's really not so hot as to burn you. The real question now is, do I want to try to put this in as I put it all together? I guess so. I mean, I could reheat it later, you know, and then put this bolt in. Oh, it wants to coat the bolt. That's not good because I need the threads clean to go into the camera. Let's see, there we go. That pretty much cleared that off. Now, let's shove this down in there. Really good. If I do a good job shoving it around here, it should be removable. We shall see, we shall see. All right. Shove it down in there and kind of pull this thing up straight. Push the plastic all the way around it. And this Instamorph stuff, I forget what you really call it. It goes by various names. We'll look at that in a second. Get this really sort of shoved down in there. I think step number 2 will also be, now I can look at my camera and see that, yeah, you can see me shoving it down in there. Is besides a tripod is getting some really good lighting. There we go, that'll help a little bit. All right, get it shoved down in there. Now, this stuff feels sort of room temperature right now, but it takes a minute or two to solidify. You can see it's still clear, and when it gets hard, it'll turn white again. And it's sort of weird. It has a kind of hysteresis to it where even though it's at room temperature, it's still soft, and later on it will be at room temperature and no longer be soft. It'll be white and hard and be a good thermoplastic. So we sell this stuff by various different names. You can find it online. Do not heat water above 150 degrees, increases the risk of burns. Well, I do about 200. Let's see. When warm, it may stick to things you don't want it to. Yeah, it's fairly sticky, fairly tacky. I don't know what the real name of this stuff is. I should look it up, but you know, it's okay to be wrong. So, but anyway, moldable plastic or thermoplastics, you should be able to find this stuff online. It's great to have around. I use it for all kinds of sort of quick plastic pieces. Let's see. Get that one more kind of shoved down in there. I'm a little surprised that hadn't hardened yet. It's still very moldable. You can see the edges now are starting to turn white, and that's where it's getting hard again. I noticed down here inside this thing, I've got some other pieces. You can heat this back up and reuse it. It takes just a little bit longer to melt than the little pieces do because there's less surface area, but it'll heat up and reuse it. So this stuff is completely reusable. All right, so, well, let's watch this thing turn art again. Okay, real time, that's been about, It's been about 5 minutes or so. I looked this up. Amazon right now, this is 2017, sells this stuff $9.99 on Prime for 6 ounces. This thing was 12 ounces. All right. So now we get to see how much mischief we made. I'm imagining ways this thing could fail, like if this really sticks to this stuff, maybe I can't get it out. I mean, that wouldn't be a total fail. I should be able to still screw onto the screw and be able to get some basic video done. This screw could be really wobbly, perhaps. Again, I can still probably get some video done if I don't bump it. Well, let's see. All right, here goes nothing. All right, well, that seems to work pretty well. What about, can I get this thing out? No! It's because I have no idea how it fits down in there. I think it's probably the thing, and I put it under too many edges. Oh. No. Let's see what's under this thing. I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably cut it out. I don't really think I want to. I think that'll be fine. I'll just screw the camera onto that. If I can, I'll cut this section off just to cut out a little bit of this Instamorph that I don't really need there. I hear that forcing a tool like this is a good way to actually get cut. Perhaps we'll find out. I love these cheap knives. I use them for everything. All right, well, this goes back in the bucket. More try. I think this is probably supposed to pop up this way and then out, but I must have forced it down too far underneath the edges. Well, anyway, close enough. I can unscrew the camera from the little tripod I've got, screw it on that. That's just still a little bit wiggly. If I want to, this stuff bonds pretty well together. I could reheat some more and make that a little thicker around there to keep this from being shaky. But I think this will be fine until I get another tripod, which won't be long, you know. Thank goodness for Amazon. Anyway, so if you like making mischief, share this link. No, how do you share this? I don't know. Thumbs up, yeah. Subscribe, whatever it is, the things that you do. I'd like to, you know, try to start out with, see if I can get 100 views. That would be pretty cool. Share it with your friends, let people know, send me some ideas, make comments about what you would do instead of this, or how bad I screw this up. Anyway, thanks. See you next time.